Today guys, I'm going to be showing you how you can set up dual monitors on your laptop or your home PC. It's actually quite a straightforward process, so let's get started. Okay guys, so here we are on the desktop. The first thing that we need to do is to actually head on over to our settings. A couple of different ways of doing this. Usually I find the easiest way is just to right click on the desktop and go over to the display settings. If we click on the display settings, we can go ahead and bring this over. It's going to bring you straight over to the system and straight into the display area. Now, as you can see here, I actually have 4 different monitors connected to my computer at the moment. Okay, so we're on this display right here. Okay, this is my number 1, which I usually use for tutorial videos like this. We then have my larger kind of editing screen over on the left-hand side, and then I've got 3 and 4, which are actually duplicating themselves or duplicating to each other, and these I use for things like scripts and things like that. Okay, so in order to kind of really make the most of setting up dual monitors on your computer, obviously first things first is you need to make sure that your graphics card supports having dual monitors. This is pretty obvious, but sometimes if you've got only one HDMI port or one display port, for example, on your motherboard, and maybe you're thinking of trying to run dual monitors through that might cause you a bit of a problem if it's onboard graphics, i.e. graphics card that is actually like a GPU that's embedded into the motherboard itself. It will work, of course, but you're not going to have necessarily the best results. You'll have limited amounts of, I guess, resolution and refresh rates and things like that. The other thing to do is if you've got a dedicated graphics card like I have, which is the RTX 5080 in this particular computer, it would mean that I have up to the ability to run up to multiple different computers. Okay, so that's the first thing. The other thing is, of course, you could be running on something like a Thunderbolt. Now, if you are running on a Thunderbolt, well, then you can obviously have to look at the hardware that you're connecting that through. For example, there are many hubs that will say that you can run dual monitors, but they might only run at 60 Hertz, which is the refresh rate. So if you're a gamer and you're thinking I want multiple displays for gaming, then 60 Hertz, basically every Hertz is basically one frame, right? So your FPS in a first-person shooter, for example, would be capped at 60 if your monitor only supports 60 Hertz. Okay, so first things first is to make sure that you do have a graphics card that is able to support multiple monitors, or you're using a docking station that supports multiple monitors, and you do have a motherboard that is able to actually deal with that kind of flow of data running through a Thunderbolt cable. So, your motherboard would have to be Thunderbolt enabled, basically. For the most part, most people are just going to be looking at it from a graphics card point of view. So if you've got a standalone graphics card, something like an RTX, I don't know, 3060 or 3090 or 4050, whatever it might be, right? As long as you've got some kind of graphics card in there, then you should be able to run multiple monitors. Once you've connected your monitors up, you turn them all on, you connect them to the computer, the laptop, whatever, the docking station, you should then come to the system display area by right-clicking and essentially going over to this area. Once you're on here, you've got loads of different options. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to select on this screen number 2 here, in my case. And now if you've only got 2, you might just see 1 and 2 like this. And the first thing you want to be able to do here is actually note that you can pick these monitors up on this screen here. Like, I can click on them and it highlights them. We can drag it over to wherever we want. So if I want it over this side, I can go ahead and do that, and then I can click apply. Okay, now this is because these are extended, right? So I can drag them in whatever order that I would like them in. I like them actually in this order here, like this. Okay, and as I click on these, you can see there are several different settings, right? The first thing is extend desktop to this display. So when you click on this one, for example, you get this little drop-down menu. You've got the ability to duplicate the desktop on 1 and 2, duplicate desktop on 2 and 3 in my case, or on 2 and 4, and extend the desktop. So I have this extended. So basically I use one computer, one desktop that is extending across all of these screens here, with the exception of 3 and 4, which are to duplicate 3 and 4 together. So they are the same. They're a standalone monitor, or at least they act as one monitor, which holds 2 different cameras in my case, and 2 different monitors, one for each camera, and then I have my scripts on this. But that's just my setup. Right, the point is there are different settings that you have here, okay, and for the most part, most people are going to want to extend the desktop onto the display. So if you've got 1 and 2, you're going to want to extend it. Normally, that's kind of what you're looking to do. Or if you are running a laptop and you only want it on one of the screens and not on the laptop screen, let's assume that, screen 1 here is the laptop screen, I could come here and say disconnect the display. Okay, so that basically means that when you plug your laptop into your monitor, your laptop screen will go black and you would actually only see it on screen 2. Okay, once you're happy with everything, you would just go ahead and apply it. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click cancel because I like my settings the way they were. But basically that is it, right? So that's how you'd adjust all of those. Now, the other thing to note here is that when you select one of these screens that you have, there are some other options that come up down below. Okay, so if I click on screen 1, you can see here that this has been enabled so that I can make this my main display if I wanted to. At the moment, screen 2 is my main display. This basically means it's the one that is going to load all your applications when you open them, for example, or it's going to be the screen that has your taskbar, because your taskbar might not always be applicable or seen on all of your screens, for example. So I usually make my editing screen my main display, but you might want to adjust that accordingly as well. Now, as we kind of scroll through some of these settings, there are different settings that actually pop on up, and these are independent settings depending on the screen that you have. For example, screen 2 here, if I scroll down to where it has the scale and this resolution, well, here you can change these for that one particular screen. For example, it's 100%, which is recommended, and it's 3440 by 1440, which is also recommended. Now in here, I can change these. I could go, 3840 by 2160, essentially a 4K resolution, but it's not recommended. It's not recommended because the screen size in itself, which is a bit peculiar, I think like 34 inches or something, it doesn't really fit the kind of 4K resolution very well. Possible that I could do it, but it wouldn't necessarily be the right thing. So you can mess around with the different resolutions depending on what you're after. Another clear example is screen 1, the one that I'm recording on right now. If I scroll down here, it's 100% and it's 1920 by 1080, also recommended. And there is no higher resolution for this particular monitor. Okay, so that's an area that you need to be aware of, right? You're going to want to make sure that your monitor is at the right resolution for you, and it is recommended ideally. Now, if we scroll down, you can also change its orientation from landscape to portrait if you have a vertical monitor rather than a horizontal one, again, depending on your own personal use cases. Now, underneath here, there are some additional display settings, and we can click into those. And here you can see lots of different things, such as the resolution, right? But also the refresh rate, which is 60 Hertz here. And you can see that I could crank this up to 75.03 for this particular monitor. Now, there are a couple of caveats to this, right? Depending on your cable, depending on your monitor, depending on the hardware that you're wiring it into, i.e. graphics card or a docking station, your refresh rate might be different. For example, I do have in a different location a Samsung G9 monitor with a 240 Hertz refresh rate. But because I run it through a docking station, I can't get more than 120 Hertz out of it. Now, there's also another caveat there that maybe you do have a 240 Hertz monitor, but you're only getting 60 Hertz from your refresh rate. Well, this is going to be one of two things. One, you're running it into a docking station that only supports 60 Hertz, for example, or alternatively, the cable that you're using, the HDMI, the DisplayPort cable, actually isn't supporting 240 Hertz because not all cables are made equal. So just bear that in mind. This is display 1. I can also change over to display 2, and here you can see that it's 59.37 Hertz, and I could make that 100 Hertz if I wanted to. Now, when you do these and you mess around with the Hertz, the refresh rates, it can actually cause a few problems in terms of the actual monitor. So mess around with them, revert them back if you need to, but you've got to find the right resolution or refresh rates for the resolution, for the monitor, for the cable, and the hardware that you're using. Okay, it's not as simple as just plug and go. I mean, it can be if you've just, managed to get everything perfectly aligned, but sometimes you need to tweak some of the settings. Now, you can do it here in this area right now within the system and display, which of course we just right-clicked here and we went to the display settings. There is another way of doing this though, which would come down to the search bar at the bottom here, and we would type in NVIDIA. and we would look for the control panel here. If we go ahead and click on the control panel, we'll go bring this up. This is the first time I'm launching it, so I'm going to click agree and continue, and we'll wait for that to come on in. It should only take a second. There it is. Bring it over here, you end up with this setting, right? Now in here, you can also change your resolutions and your refresh rates. Okay, you can choose the different monitors. So I have the 34-inch monitor and I have this one over here as well. So you can see how this one is the 1080p, which is 1920 by 1080 native, and at 60 hertz, right? In here, that is the maximum that I can get out of that particular monitor safely on these settings. Okay, you can scroll through all of those if you want. Now on my 34-inch, you can see here that it's on the PC native, right? 3440 by 1440, 60 hertz. And again, I could put that to 100 hertz. If I scroll up, we can see here that I do have the ability to go into 4K, 2K, 3840 by 2160, and I could adjust those settings here as well. This is under the NVIDIA control panel because I have an NVIDIA, RTX 5080, whatever it is in this PC. So just be aware there's a couple of different routes to go, and you can mess around with different settings within here if you want to, but again, it's more advanced. Typically, the best way is to come over to your display settings. This is ultimately where you would manage your multiple displays, your dual monitors, and go through all the settings here, whether it's extended, duplicating, turning off displays, whether you want main displays, and of course, all the resolution per displays as well. And so guys, it is really as easy as that to set up some dual monitors on your laptop or your PC. If this works for you, make sure to smash that like button, hit subscribe for more hints and tips, and I'll catch you all in the next one.